Oh, this one's caused quite a stir. Neuralink. So can you bring up the Neuralink that we've got there? We've got a macaque called Pager. His name is apparently playing ping pong with his mind. This is one of Elon Musk's creations,
So look.
which is causing a stir on the internet, as you might imagine.
Well, I only know the positives. So what are the negatives here that they're saying? I'm just bringing up now.
Well, animal cruelty for one. I mean, you've got there's been plenty of stuff that's been in the news about you've seen stuff around pigs, for example, and trying to do these various different implants. For all of the success stories that we're seeing with monkeys and pigs, how many failures have we had? That's the one thing that won't get reported. There's a hell of a lot of torture that happens for animals anyway. This is just another stage, and I think, depending on your views, whether you come down on the animal activist side or not, some people are going to go, well, we're already doing this, that, and the other with animals, so why not carry on? But it seems significantly unnecessary to me. And the other thing is, there's an ethics question in this that isn't just around animal cruelty. It's do we want this? Is this a good thing for humans? One side of the coin would be, yes, this is an obvious trend that we were always going to go in this direction as a human society anyway. But then the other side of it is, well, half the world is anti-vax and thinks that when you're going to get an injection, that Bill Gates is injecting a chip into you. But this is actually injecting a chip into you, and you have a billionaire. Let's just step back. Let's imagine it's the 80s and we're watching cartoons on a Saturday morning. You have a billionaire who is implanting a chip into your brain. Do we think that is a good idea, or is he going to switch it all on and control everybody? Because actually, that's the direction we're going here. It feels a bit like sort of master villain sort of approach. So yes, there are certain positives of, like, being able to control things with your mind, supplementing the brain and making us more intelligent and a more worthy species that can travel the galaxy. But there could be some serious implications to it. I'm not sure if I'd be getting it anytime soon.
Well, let's take it just one step back a sec. So just in case people don't know what Neuralink is, it's... Well, actually, I don't know what it is.
Have I gone off the deep end too quickly?
I think we both just jumped in and started talking about animal cruelty when we hadn't even spoken about the article. So, or what Neuralink might be, Assuming they know what Neuralink is, we could have spoken about the article.
Well, have you got the video there? Because it's quite impressive.
Yeah, let me...
So I think initially they taught the monkey, as I'm aware, to play a game with a joystick. And in the process of him playing this game, which I think is just Pong, right? He plays the game with the joystick, and from tracking the brain waves that are picked up by the sensor for the implant that he has, the Neuralink implant that he has in his head, they are able to then remove the joystick and use the Neuralink as the replacement for that joystick. So the Neuralink implant in his brain is what is actually controlling the game. Via what the monkey thinks. So you can see in this video here, he's got that joystick. He's using that to be able to control how the paddle moves in Pong. So obviously we're talking very basic stuff at the moment, but very basic, and a brain implant is, it's very basic, but it is a brain implant. He's playing a game. Yeah, so you can see him there manipulating and maneuvering the joystick around. He's able to control the panel. They're bringing in all of that data, all of that information, and then they remove the joystick, and he is still able to play the game.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's being fed, or she, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, being fed through that stick.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? That's awesome. But yeah, whether it's right, whether we should, I was going to say that, with this sort of stuff, you mentioned an interesting point around how many animals were unfortunately sacrificed in the making of this video or whatever. I don't know. My innocent mind tells me that actually none were, and they've almost perfected the process of putting the chip in the animal's brain. But those who are obviously concerned about the animal's welfare, I wonder how many conveniences they enjoy at this time that potentially save their lives or help them in some sort of way, which unfortunately, rightly or wrongly, began its life as animal treatment. Whether it's the shampoo they use, they probably aren't using the shampoo that's tested on animals. We're way past that. But I wonder, technologically or little things, just, I don't know, the chair they're sitting on. I'm not too sure. But I don't know whether animal cruelty for something that could be so beneficial for so many people. I just wonder how, whether the sacrifice is necessary. You know what I mean? I'm not too sure. But you ask the question, should we be doing this? And I don't know. I'm not too well versed on what Neuralink are trying to achieve. I guess they're just trying to be able to communicate and manipulate the brain through a chip. Is that how you kind of understand it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we tend to not know a huge amount about these things without having the big launch ceremonies that Elon Musk does like to do. I think at the moment it is kind of a cool thing. There is actually a comment on Reddit that suggests that was this even real? Is it just, for all we know, it's just a monkey watching Pong?
Yeah, it's true.
Which is a very good point. But yeah, I think the questions that I raised before is, do we want a billionaire who's sticking implants in our heads? Because how much of the detail are we going to get on that? Is it going to be open source? No idea. Is that a good idea to have something in your head that ends up being a bug? Having a bug in it. How do you do an over-the-air update to the software in your head? These are all other questions from a developer's mindset that that we probably want answers to at some other point. But I don't know. I mean, I think from an animal cruelty point of view, I think there are other ways of doing this. I'm sure we have, here's a controversial point, we have plenty of prisoners on death row that are generally convicted felons. Why are we not experimenting on them? What did the poor animals do? They're innocent. Anyway, maybe we should edit that out for the podcast.
True.
That's definitely a controversial point. But, I am all for...
unbiased.
Yeah, it's very unbiased. I'm very, very for the animals. So I don't really want to see the animals getting hurt. And like I said, there's got to be some failures before we've seen the success of these implants. And it's just another thing that we're doing to animals. I mean, I think it's 80 billion animals a year are killed. So that is a hell of a large number. And, we're just going after a few more. If we manage to get to a point where we can give, monkeys, cats, dogs the ability to talk, now that is something I might all be for.
Me too. I wonder what they would say.
Yeah. So anyway,
Food.
That's
Walk.
Yes. Well, there is actually there's a couple of things on TikTok that suggest that they might be going in one way or another, because there's little buttons. Have you seen that? This is a slightly tangential thing, but there's little buttons that you can get now for your pets that have different words on it, like hello, walk, love, food, etc., cuddles. Nice. And you've got cats and dogs out there on the internet learning how to use them and using them quite effectively, actually.
I saw a video today where a guy has trained the crows in his area to clean up rubbish. Whereby they're basically, these crows are placing bottle caps in this hole, which then dispenses food. And so they're coming in with all these bottle caps, paying for this food. And he started the training by just placing a whole bunch of bottle caps on a table with a hole in it, and the crows would accidentally knock a bottle cap in there, and then it would get them the food. And he just did that for a couple of weeks, and then he took the bottle caps all away, and they were just bringing them themselves. Then, so there you go. The crows are giving back to society in the form of recycling.
Yeah, no, I've seen that one as well. I think it's great. I love those sort of things.